Hello there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with File Magic Cutlery doing another quick review on one of the different zero tolerances that I've done some anodizing on. This is the good old standard ZT0560BW, which stands for the black wash. This is a knife that really kind of set ZT off for me. I had a number of other ZTs before this, the assisted opening type things, that type of stuff. Nothing with the titanium scale. This was the first knife that I experienced with a bearing pivot system as well. And I totally fell in love with this one as soon as I started using it. I've sold this one to countless of my friends, and once I started getting into the anodizing, I saw lots of the standard ZT 560s with just the straight titanium colored scale out there anodized, but I've always loved this black wash that they do. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take it, do a little bit of sanding on the high points, and hit it with some different levels of electricity and see what kind of colors I can get out of it. And this one, unfortunately, the camera just does not do this justice. The lights look about what they really look like. This stripe of deep blue is a real nice dark deep blue, and then the purple is a really deep dark purple. Looks really sharp in person. This one is for sale up on eBay. This is the second one of these I've done. I did one for one of my friends that purchased one from me. He was kind of the guinea pig on this one. And as soon as I started doing some of these black wash knives from ZT, I was just totally sold on the way they look. You get that nice dark offset with a little bit of extra flare with the coloration added into them. So really happy with this one. Overall, this is, like I said, it was one of the first knives that got me into some of the bigger money titanium with bearings, a little bit higher quality. Definitely got me on the flipper road, and ever since I started the flipper trail, I don't see myself going back. Assisted opening is not something that is really needed if you've got a good quality knife that's got good bearings and a nice flipper system, and this one definitely has that in it. Overall specs on this one, I believe this comes in at 8.8 inches with a 3.75 inch blade, handle length right at 5 inches. It does have an LMAX black wash blade. I know there was a lot of controversy over some of the first ZTs as far as the heat treat. Honestly, I've never run into a problem with the heat treat on any of these zero tolerances with the LMAX steel. So I've been very happy with it. Overall weight on this one is 6.4 ounces. I really wish that I gotta figure out the lighting. I'm gonna have to do some different stuff so I'm getting accurate stuff, because like I said, this here shows up in the camera as blue, but it's a deep purple, and the deep purple goes right up through about here. Then you got a nice stripe of deep blue here, and then you go into the lighter blue here. Fantastic looking. Back as well as the front. You are pretty much perfectly centered on this one. Again, zero tolerance flipping. Got the bearing system. Lockup is probably about 30 to 40, probably actually 20 to 30%. So nice early lockup on that one. This one does not have the steel lock bar. You feel just a tiny, it's not that it sticks, it just feels different than when it's steel on steel. That titanium on steel has a little bit different feel to it. But thing flips like a champ. Lockup is just rock solid on it. I've got the G10 scale on this side. Pretty warm tonight, unfortunately. I'm doing a little sweating here. That black wash finish is just killer. I'm one that likes to carry my knives, and I do not like it when a knife shows that I've carried it and there's wear on it. And this finish holds up beautifully, hides that wear, and just does a great job. More ZT standard logoing. You've got the 0560BW. This is a Rick Hinderer design. Definitely, there's been a number of wins between the Rick Hinderer and Zero Tolerance. I've had a couple of them for sale now, and they all sell good. The quality is all there. This is serial number 2537. As you can see, it does still have the factory edge on it. It is up for sale on eBay as well as my Instagram, and anybody that wants the wicked edge sharpening done on it, that's not a problem. I will add that in for an additional cost, and we'll kind of run with it from there. But I mean, these have kind of been reviewed to death. There's about 1 billion reviews on them, so I just wanted to kind of get my 2 cents in. Again, you can see where you got the fingerprints. Hit it with a little bit of Windex, dry it off, and those fingerprint spots just disappear. So again, another big win from ZT. One of my personal favorites. At some point, I've sold all of this model that I personally own. I will have to pick up another because I am a real fan of how that black wash looks with the anodizing. Can't go wrong. Of course, has a nice lanyard spot. If it was mine, it would have a lanyard in it already, but this one is up for sale. G10 is nice and grippy, good texture. There's a number of people out there that are making aftermarket scales for these. Really haven't gone that route quite yet. I mean, I've done handle materials in the past, but the time that goes into it and the money that you get out of it afterwards, it doesn't always add up for being a big win. So, gonna stick with the anodizing for right now. But again, Zero Tolerance, 0560. It's a standard as far as I'm concerned in the Zero Tolerance lineup. You've got the 566 that is the assisted open version. It doesn't have the titanium scale, it's got a stainless steel scale. Personally, haven't owned one. Like I said, now that I've gotten into the flippers with the bearing pivots and that type of thing, there's going to be very few assisted open knives that I own. I do have one of the ZT0770s. Very nice little knife. Disappears in the pocket. Of course, this one is a beast of a knife. It's a big knife. It fills the pocket, but I would carry this as an EDC knife personally any day of the week. Well, thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.